Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cardi Jones. We back with another video. Y'all already know, man. It's Cardi Jones, one-stop shop where we talk everything shop. Make sure y'all go to my sports page, Cardi's Playbook, where we talk sports, and more sports. Follow me on Twitch, Cardi Jones 7, where we up all night, every night, 24/7. If you at work, you just can't sleep, or you want something to laugh about, we there. We here, day 3 of the Cardi B trial. Where the plaintiff is Miss Imani Ellis is suing Miss Cardi B. Can't pronounce her regular name, so we're gonna go by a stage name. We ain't even gonna try. This day 3. Sorry about day 1 and 2. I kind of jumbled it together and gave y'all something quick because I was trying to catch up. Day 3, this whole, to me, everything, let me say this, disclaimer. When I do these trials, this is my personal opinion. I am not there. I'm just watching. It is the actual trial I'm watching, though. However, the trial is on a 30-minute delay from the real-time feed that we're watching per judge's orders. So, that could be the only, what's the name? But I am watching it, the whole entire thing. However, these are my personal opinions, thoughts, feelings, whatever you may say. Hypothesis is, better known as an educated guess, I guess. This is whatever. But we're going to get it in. Day 3, which they started off questioning. I don't know if they questioned Cardi B twice or not, but before, I think they questioned the receptionist first. Now, backstory: Cardi B was at a doctor in LA. She was pregnant. She was going to a OB. You know the rest of the letters. If you know, you know. Where security guards started video recording her. Which my feeling and opinion about that, and I feel about a lot of other people feel the same way, is you're at a doctor. It's just the security guard is doing this too. Where she's there to protect the employees and the patients. If anybody know about any doctor stuff, you know, it's supposed to be sacred, definitely to the patient. And the doctor's office is supposed to keep their business private as well. So the security guard is videotaping Cardi B. Now, she is pregnant, so she's keeping it on a hush at this point. She said when she was getting questioned that she was keeping it on a hush because this is back in 2018 now, you guys. This is 7 years ago. A few months from now, it'll be 8. This was in February 2018 at that. We was only 2 months into 2018. Like, so she was saying she was like sort of a new artist. She haven't even had an album out yet at the time. She has had her singles out. I do believe, obviously, her Bodak Yellow was out. I think that was her hit song that got her to where she was at. She was saying that, like, I guess her label and some people was scared because no artist this new to the game had ever got pregnant this early in the game. And, you know, obviously, they probably didn't want to, like, screw things up, mess up. They didn't probably wanted to mess up Cardi B's image. You know, this was before her. Is it? Who was she pregnant by? I thought her first baby was about Offset, I guess. But I would thought. Yeah, so I guess they was around together at this time. I don't know. But I guess, you know, the image thing is, you know, young, hot, sexy. They do the girls just like they do the men to the women out there in the world, and the women to the men out there in the world to be like, you know, they want the women, just like the women want the men, and So I guess then she was looking at it, and the people who had concern was looking at her image and making sure she had longevity in the game or whatnot. So she didn't want her business out there. Even if she wasn't a rapper, nobody wants their business put out there like that, obviously. You know what I mean? So they got into a screaming match or whatever the case may be, and now the plaintiff, Miss Ellis, is claiming Cardi B assaulted her and caused her to lose her job. I said all this in the other one for day 1 and 2, when in fact she got fired for her actions at work. She was on another floor she shouldn't even have been on. She followed Cardi B on the elevator, I guess, and went up to the next floor and did all of this stuff when she's supposed to be on the bottom floor at her desk, seeing people come in and out the door like she's supposed to. So they calls up the receptionist that worked at the doctor's office at the time where Cardi B was going to the doctor at, and she testified. She came out the door. She was in the office. She heard her screaming and yelling, a commotion going on. She went out the door, and she see Miss Ellis. She said as soon as she came out the door, she seen Cardi B's back against the wall. Now, they say Miss Ellis is a little, feel me? And quote unquote, security guards weight. That's what someone said. She was security guards weight. Like, a little baby D-ish. Just put it like that. Baby D. You feel me? You don't know Baby D. That's why y'all looking at me like that, because y'all don't know Baby D. Y'all don't know Baby D. She was a little, feel me? And she said when she came out, Cardi B back was against the wall, and Miss Ellis was all up on her, like, and screaming and yelling about how she had beat Cardi's beat. And you don't want none of this. And I swear for God, I will you right now. Don't play with me. And she still had the phone on her face like, what? I'll record you. I'll record you. I'll record you anytime I want. This is my phone. You in my building. She was going off. So she said she came out and squeezed in the middle of them and was telling Miss Ellis, you're wrong. This is your job. You shouldn't be doing this. Now, when you have that type of job, no matter what, you're supposed to keep a certain amount of professionalism. Even if you're wrong or you're not in the wrong, you should not be up on another floor with a phone, video recording a patient going to the doctor's appointment. And however, whatever Miss Ellis want to say, the situation started over Miss Ellis recording her, which her lawyers, Miss Ellis' lawyers failing to comprehend. I think this whole situation wouldn't have started if she wouldn't have been recording, excuse me, Cardi B. This was all where it started over. The recording. You recording me and my pregnancy and me going to the doctor. It's none of your business while you're recording me. In the midst of that, she said, yeah. They asked her if she seen any cuts on, because she's saying Cardi B cut her, but what else? They asked her, did you see any cuts on Miss Ellis' face? No. Did you see any bleeding on Miss Ellis' face? No. She claimed Cardi B spit on her. They asked her, did you see any spit or any liquid stuff on Miss Ellis' face? She said no. Did you see Cardi B swing at Miss Ellis? She said no. And they tried to say, well, if you said you got in between them and Cardi B was behind you, because Cardi B's back was against the wall, so if you slid in them like this, and Cardi B's the TV. So they saying, I'm the receptionist. Receptionist slid like this. So they said, well, how do you know if Cardi B was swinging if she behind you? Which if I was the receptionist, I would have told them, like, well, they're like, you can't see what she's doing behind your back. Well, bro, if Miss Ellis is in front of me right here and Cardi B is right here, I'm going to see somebody swinging over my shoulder. It's called, I might pronounce this wrong, it's called peripheral vision. Peripheral vision. It's called peripheral vision. So you're going to see somebody you're gonna see that. You're gonna see somebody swinging over you. So they trying to tell like she's saying like, man, well, she didn't exactly say that about the peripheral vision. When she said, I guess I would have felt something coming over my shoulder. But also the receptionist had got what's the name in the forehead, I think. Yeah, cutting the forehead, and she told and she told them, they like, well, how you know who did it? She said, well, I'm telling you, Cardi B was behind me, Miss Ellis was in front of me. They said Miss Ellis was doing all Mr. Bombastic, tell me on swinging, boom, boom, fire, fire, fire. So she telling them like, man, obviously I'm thinking it would be her because she the one doing all, feel me, swinging and trying to put her hand in Cardi B face. So my educated guess was, and I'm the receptionist, what she's saying, my educated guess was Miss Ellis is the one who injured me. They asked me if she go to the hospital for, no, it was a little scratch cut up and put some alcohol pads on it, wiped it, and put a band-aid on or whatever the case may be. They asked her, and then Miss Ellis' lawyer tried to make it seem like the receptionist was a Cardi B fan. She was doing it because she liked the Cardi B. And so they like, are you a Cardi B fan? She's like, well, I'm not saying I'm a fan. I have heard a few of her songs. Did you ever go to her concert? Because you went to her concert, then you're a fan. You're like, I've never been to no Cardi B concert. Oh, you never been to no Cardi B concert? I just said no. And in my opinion, this Miss Ella's lawyer is winging it. It don't seem like he did his homework. It's been 7 years. They should have had way more evidence than they do. Or guess what? If he did do his homework, it doesn't exist. In my opinion, I'm not nobody fan. I don't listen to Cardi B music. I'm not going to a Cardi B concert. She's for the ladies, in my opinion. However, I think it's cat. I'm going to be real with you. And I'm going to get to Cardi B. How Cardi B, when she got questioned, and she sound genuine, like, whatever. She next, though. We're going to talk about next. So, she told him no. Like, I ain't been to no concerts or nothing like that. They asked Miss Ellis how long it took her to get out there, how many seconds. He wanted Miss Ellis' lawyer wanted them to guess how many seconds it took. How many seconds you think they was arguing before you came out there? How many seconds it took her from walking from her office to where they was at? How was you looking in Miss Ellis' face? How long you stared at her? How would you even be able to stare at her? And all these weird questions, whatever. So, long story short, she said that, blah, blah, blah. She's off the stand. They calls up Cardi B next. Cardi B comes up with a question. They asking Cardi B about the nails. Are these the same? They showed her a picture. Are these the same nails you had on? She like, yeah. Now, they wanted Cardi B to have some little sharp nails on her hand, like the day of the incident. I'm talking about, you know how some girls get them done and they be like real pointy, like Catwoman. Cardi's was flat. Like, you know how they get them, some nails, they could get them sharp, but they could get them like flat at the front of them. Like I guess like a regular human nail would be. And you know, if they the fake nails is flat, then them junks ain't like real nails is. The fake nails don't sound like that even if they is flat. So he trying to make it seem like, well, couldn't you have changed them? Cause she was up there for All-Star Weekend, so they had pictures of her at the arena for All-Star Weekend. So she like, no, I ain't change it. And you're like, well, then you tell us in Dig 2, then you tell us that it would take, cause he like, can you have changed them? She like, no, it's not that easy to just change these nails. I guess it's a few different types of nails a female could get. I'm not no expert on them really, so it's hard for me to explain. But I guess she was saying like some of them like press on or something, or acrylic or something like that. And whatever type nails it was, it take like 2.5 hours to do something to get them off. So he like, Miss Ella's like, damn, why didn't you say She like, no, I ain't changing my nails. It's not that easy to get them nails off. But he said, then you say it only take like 2.5 hours to get off? She like, yeah. However, and said something else. So, he, like I said, he showed her the picture. She told him those was the nails. So he showed her in the picture. He like, well, did you go like this dress? And she had a different outfit on. She like, well, everybody know. I don't know. She didn't go. She didn't have on the outfit she on All-Star Weekend, and I think she was about to perform or something. She don't have her performance outfit from All-Star Weekend on at the doctor office. Like, be real. And they ain't like, well, asking about her hair. And he asking her about her security, trying to make it seem like security went and apologized on Cardi B's behalf. Trying to make it seem like, well, the security felt like you were in the wrong then. So why would he go apologize to her if you wasn't in the wrong? And Cardi like, he didn't apologize to her. How you know? Because he told me he didn't speak to her. Like, simple as that. Well, how do you know that to be true? He's my security guard. What are you lying for? So, they asked Cardi B that. They asked her about the spitting thing. They asked her how everything started. She told them she was following me. She had that's how I got the story of what Miss Ellis said. And Cardi B was the one saying it. Like, she said, Miss Ellis said, you in my building. You in my building. This my hood. You talking about this my block. You in my hood. I do what I want around here. This my building. That's what she was saying. She said, oh, this my building. I do what I want in this building. This is my building. When you work for Allied Universal, that is not your building. Don't nobody pay you rent, ma'am. Matter of fact, the building don't pay you nothing, ma'am. The building pay Allied, and Allied give you not even 1% of what they get paid from the building. Like, so I don't know what you talking about. Allied pay about $17, maybe $20. Word. And I think they pay based on where you at. So, she said all of that. Cardi said all that. What happened? Said, oh, that's what Cardi B was saying. It's like, yeah, my back was against the wall. She was like, yeah, I was scared. This about to beat my. So she said, how you know she's gonna beat you? She said, look how little I am, and look how big she is. And they like, and that's what the girl was saying. Cardi was calling her big and stuff like that. And she like, I did. I told her she was gonna beat me up. Like, yeah, I was scared. And they trying to make it seem like, say they was asking her to be like she mad, like, oh, you was mad, right? Say, so if you was that mad, wouldn't you do anything to somebody to get you that mad? She said, no, I wasn't mad. I was more concerned. Concerned about my baby, the welfare of my baby. This lady all in my face threatening to do bodily harm to me. Then he like, well, why you ain't sue her? He asked Cardi why she ain't sue Miss Ellis. I was like, this guy is crazy. Well, why you ain't sue her then? Then you have opportunity to sue her? They asked her that. Asked about her hair. Matter of fact, they asked the next person on the stand about Cardi B's hair. They ain't asked Cardi B about the hair. That was pretty much it from the Miss Ellis lawyer. I ain't even no point in asking about the Cardi B's lawyer. You know, they ain't grill her or nothing like that, so it wasn't nothing too wild to talk about. I could just tell you this though, the lawyer was asking like the same questions, and then he asked Cardi B like, well, what you was saying to her? So Cardi B starting to say what she was saying, and she's like, yeah, I cursed. I called her this, I called her that. He like, no, I want you to tell it to her right now. Say it to her again. Cardi like, so you want me to say it to her face now? He like, yeah, say it to her face now. The judge like, hold up, man, hold on. The judge is tired of old boy. I'm like, it's so crazy, I didn't even go get his name. I would have had all their names, and I didn't even go get his name. The judge like, come on, like, brother. Just ask her a regular question, bro. He was asking a lot of questions that was like hearsay, argumentative questions. That's what this guy's definitely. He asking a lot of argumentative questions, and he asking a lot of questions that need a what do you call him, an expert. He asking a lot of expert questions like how would a scratch, how long would a scratch take to show, how long would it bleed, how long would it do this, how long would it do that. Like, he was just asking a lot of wicked questions. I really didn't understand it. To tell you the truth, it really didn't make no sense. So then they called up the what you call them? It was an expert, but it wasn't for the plaintiff. It wasn't for Miss Ellis. It wasn't for Cardi neither. Matter of fact, he was the guy that seen the plaintiff, Miss Ellis. He was the cause she claiming she got mental issues now. She got anxiety. She got PTSD. She has all of this stuff in the world wrong with her now. So he was the guy that the psychologist that seen Miss Ellis. Yeah, he got up there and cooked them. He said Miss Ellis is like basically lying about, because he ran all types of tests on her, he said, and excuse me, he ran all types of tests on Miss Ellis, he said, and stuff didn't match up. There's no way that some of the stuff she was saying could be possible. Not at all. Like saying there's nothing wrong with her mentally. Real talk. And then she went to some other doctors in 2022 and 2023. And although these doctors were like physical doctors, not mental doctors, they do ask questions in all scopes of doctorism, I should say. Like, they ask it about if you have mental issues, or you have anxiety, you have PTSD. They ask it physical stuff, they ask mental stuff, they ask all of that stuff. And after the Miss Ellis saying she have all of this, she tell them doctors she don't have. She specifically said she don't have anxiety and she don't have PTSD, but that is what she is suing about. She specifically said that. So now her lawyer pissed off. So now her lawyer like, well, couldn't she be healed by then? He like, no, there's no way she could have been healed by then. Like, not in the realm of how she talking about like, I can't even go outside to the store. She got me so scared, and I got anxiety now and PTSD. I can't even go to the store and be around people no more. And he like, in order to have this type of stuff, which I know for a fact, he is not lying about this, to have all of that type of PTSD, anxiety, a traumatic event has had to happen to you. And it's a certain types of traumatic events, like being shot maybe. Damn, I wish I could remember A1 he said, being shot maybe. Seeing somebody get killed, like a death, something traumatic. Y'all know what traumatic means. Something traumatic had to happen, and not an argument, because they didn't get in a fight. So she claiming Cardi scratched her. That's the assault she's claiming. They never had a physical altercation. She's claiming assault because Cardi scratched her. So that's not a traumatic event. You getting scratched in the face, and now you talking about you got PTSD, and he says it's not even possible for her to have what she's saying she got. And then she had the nerve to go to certain doctors and tell them she didn't have it at all. So now her lawyer's arguing, can she be cured by then? He like, no, not for the claim. It's not possible. It's literally impossible for her to be cured. So he's getting pissed off, yo. He just talking crazy to the man. And he just, the doctor was killing him. Oh, they did call some other lady up. I just thought about it. They did. It was another lady about the psych stuff. And she went and seen her, and she said basically the same thing. I didn't see that I didn't feel like she had anything mentally wrong with her. I didn't feel like she had any PTSD. Like they was all disclaiming, giving no, what's the word I'm looking for? They wasn't validating her claims, basically. So the lawyer pissed off about that. So anytime he get mad, he starts just blurting out questions, and the defense is on it. They objecting everything, giving a great reason why they objecting, and the judge is sustained. And sustained mean they agreeing with his objection. And overruled mean they not agreeing with it, and the witness can answer the question. And them judges was sustained. And then some of the time before the judge can even say whether it was overruled or sustained, he like, I'll take my question back. I ask another question. And they was ripping them. And then they asked, they called the doctor that Cardi B when it's seen. They called him to the stand. And they asked him what happened on the day of the event. He said he was in his office. That's in his office. So basically, the doctor's office is the building. And even though theirs is inside the building, but let's just say this is the doctor office we in, right? His office is that room. So he was in his office that's in the office, obviously, because his office is in the big building. So he said, so that's even more how loud they was. For him, he wasn't just sitting in the lobby in his office, and that's outside the door in the hallway out there. He was in his actual office. And he said there's another hallway and all this junk between them and him, and he heard it. It's hard for him to have heard it, but he heard it good. And he stepped out, and they asked him about all these seconds and stuff. He like, well, I don't know. He like, well, Cardi and them said it was about 45 seconds. He said, well, I don't know. They said the seconds, cool. I don't know about the seconds. I'm just telling you, I heard them. I went out in the hallway. When I got in the hallway, I seen the receptionist in between them. I got down there, so he tried to say, you got in between them too. No, somebody already in between them. I was on the side of all of them. And the first thing I told, he said, and I had to say, he said I had to use body language and enough noise to let them know I was serious. And I had to project as loud as they were projecting. And he said he told the security guard that she was being unprofessional and she needed to get on the elevator and go back down to her floor. What is she even doing up here? That's what he said to her. And he said he had to keep saying it over and over and over again. Did you see a phone in Miss Ellis' hand? Yes, I seen the phone in her hand. You sure? Yes, she had a phone. Everybody said she had the phone. Even the receptionist said, like I said, she was I record what I want. They asked, after a while, did Cardi B and your receptionist walk off? He said, yeah. When I got there, I told the receptionist, you take Cardi into the office, please. He said they left. After that, he finally got Miss Ellis to step on the elevator, but her back was to the elevator, so he was face up to her like this. And because they asked him, did you see any scratches on her face? No. Did you see any blood on her face? No. Did you see any spit or any liquid on her face? No. Well, how did you know? He like, man, because I went face to face with her. He like, how did you get face to face with her if it was a whole commotion going on? He said, bro, I told you. Cardi and the receptionist walked off. So now I'm staring right at her and I'm still telling her, because this is at the time before the elevator came. Cardi and the receptionist is walking off now. He trying to get her to still get on the elevator. They face to face, and he said he was face to face with her for 25 seconds. Good, telling her over and over, you need to get on the elevator and go back downstairs. You're unprofessional. And then he brought up, I see you have glasses on. He said, yeah. But did you have glasses on that day? He said, I'm about 99% sure I didn't have glasses on. I'm like, oh shit. He like, cause up until last year I wore contacts. He like, oh, so you had contacts in that day? Yeah, so it was no problem with any vision. No. Are you sure you didn't see anything? No. So then they asked him oh, first they like, so remember yesterday, one of Miss Ellis, her lawyer, one of their witnesses was another doctor, and he was being paid to be there. They had agreed, not Cardi B lawyers, Miss Ellis lawyers agreed to pay him for calling out of work. Remember I said he was missing 20 to 30 a day for being there? So they asked him, are you missing a lot of money to be here? Did you cancel anything? He said, I canceled my whole day of work to be here. Are you getting paid to be here? He said, no. So he's like, well, did you get subpoenaed to be here? He like, no. He like, oh, so you just came down here in good faith. He like, yeah, because you wanted to protect your famous client. He like, no, I'm here to tell what I know. And just to tell the truth. Like, so you being here, you're not getting paid. No, I'm just missing my money. No, that was the crazy part. So, then the lawyer, Miss Ellis' lawyer talking about, well, since you a nail man, I'm talking about, because he said he ain't seen no scratches on her face. And you're a nail man. Cardi had some type of stuff on her nails, too. Like, I call them emojis. She had a little stuff on her nail that you could place on the nail. And it's two different kinds of those you could get. You could get, like, real ones, actual little symbols, or you could get, like, fake ones. I guess, like, you know, in jerseys, how you could get the real jerseys they stitched in, or you could get the iron-on ones. I guess they got them, like, sort of like that, too, for the, what's the name? Oh, man. Oh, hurry up and get that off the screen. That's, what's the name? So, he like, yeah, I don't know which one they were. Cardi B said they was the flat ones, though. They ain't had no ridges or nothing to them because they wasn't, like, 3D. They weren't, like, the actual objects. They were, like the iron-on jerseys. They were little flat joints. They wasn't raised. So, he like, yeah, that lawyer again, that lawyer started just asking random wild questions. Them junks was getting objected and sustained. So he had to withdraw my question. I withdraw my question. I ask a different question. It's just not looking too good. You got all these people coming up there, these psychiatrists and these doctors. And they said they never seen nothing wrong with Miss Ellis. And the actual psychologist is saying ain't nothing wrong with her. Then they bringing up proof that she said ain't nothing wrong with her herself when she went to certain doctors. And then she went to certain doctors years later. And she lied about Cardi B making her lose her job when she actually got fired for her own actions because nobody told her to argue. Nobody told her to get her phone and record a patient going to her doctor's office, a doctor's visit. Like, none of that. You got yourself fired for you stepping out, wanting some clout, because you seen a famous person, and she's a fan. You instantly knew who that was. That's Cardi B. You get my phone. And you recording. Wow, when you there to do your job, bro, to protect, once again, the employees and the patients. But I guess that day she didn't too much care about the patients. So, you know, tell me in the comments what y'all think about this trial, man. If you're following with me or you following the actual trial, let me know what you think and who y'all think gonna win. So far, I don't think it's looking too good for Ms. Ellis and her lawyer. He doesn't seem like a great lawyer. He doesn't seem like he did his homework. To me, in my opinion, he seemed like he's just totally winging it. And it actually looks crazy to me. Yeah, that was the last witness they called up for questioning. Then the judge read some type of questions or thoughts. I don't know who they were from. I don't know if they was from him to the jury. or from the jury to him for him to read. Or they were just like basically thoughts they had for the lawyers and what shit that shouldn't be going on or whatever, I guess. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this, man. And yesterday I said she was suing Cardi for $2 million. That John said, somebody said $24 million. And I went and Googled it. And that young dude say 24 M's, B. This lady is crazy if she thinks she can. Yo, 24 M's. Oh, and that's what Cardi said. She said, she told her, like, she said something because the girl went live and did a live for like 2 hours. And I think she called Cardi B or something like that, trying to get a settlement or something, trying to get them to settle. Cardi B said, girl, ain't nobody did nothing. You know I ain't you, just trying to get a bag. And they had lawyers. I was like, what you mean she just trying to get a bag? She just trying to get paid. Like, nobody do nothing to her. Y'all know what it is, though, man. It's your boy Carter Jones, man. This is One Stop Shop. And we out of here with another one, man. You.